Slipknot fans around the world are continuing to try to make sense of that shocking news that drummer Jay Weinberg had been dismissed from the band. Slipknot considers it a creative decision, according to the band's own statement, with Weinberg now opening up and ready to speak about that heartbreaking news he received back on November 5th. Weinberg says he was totally blindsided by this news, and he learned of his firing from the group he was a member of for more than 10 years by way of just a phone call. Here's what Slipknot originally said in that shocking statement. Slipknot truly shocked the world with this announcement, writing, "We would like to thank Jay Weinberg for his dedication and passion over the past 10 years. No one can ever replace Joey Jordison's original sound, style, or energy. But Jay honored Joey's parts and contributed to the last 3 albums, and we, the band, and the fans appreciate it. But as ever, Slipknot is intent on evolving. The band has decided to make a creative decision and to part ways with Jay. We wish Jay all the best and are very excited for what the future holds." Still, very little is known about the reasons for Jay Weinberg's departure. He didn't seem to have any personal issues. A lot of rumors about people like Mike Mangini potentially joining the band. I said that, maybe Simon, Clown's son, could join the group. He's the drummer of Vended, very talented drummer. Certainly, there are a lot of different possibilities, but the reality is we don't know. Why would Slipknot let go of a drummer who, by all accounts, was very talented? We don't know. And quite frankly, it's really hard to tell because things could be going on behind the scenes that you never know about. But this is Jay Weinberg's statement. Jay is opening up. He released a very heartfelt statement announcing how things went for him and how he feels about this entire situation. It's no secret Jay Weinberg is a lifelong Slipknot fan. He alludes to that in his statement. You have that famous picture of Jay with his father standing backstage. He's decked out in the Slipknot gear. He's a very well-liked drummer. Here is what Jay had to say about that heartbreaking news he received back on November 5th. So this is the full statement from Jay Weinberg. He said, "I sometimes wonder what it would be like to pay a visit to my wide-eyed 10-year-old self, falling head over heels in love with the new and exciting sound and culture, and tell him all about the past 10 years. Even on the hardest days, I'd like to think he'd be stoked about the adventure that was in store for him. I was heartbroken and blindsided to receive the phone call that I did on the morning of November 5th, the news of which most of you learned shortly after. However, I've been overwhelmed by and truly grateful for the outpouring of love and support I've received from this incredible community I consider to be my creative and artistic home. This is not the ending to the journey I dreamt of and committed myself to seeing through, not by a long shot. But despite the confusion and sadness, there's something that's provided an equal amount of comfort. For many of you reading this, 10 years ago, we weren't yet acquainted, and now we are. For that, I'm thankful in ways I'll never be able to fully express. I love playing the drums. I'll always love playing the drums. I'll always have a passion for music, art, and creative expression. Nothing will ever change that." It's totally clear from that statement that Jay Weinberg was deeply upset by this news, and who wouldn't be? And he even says in that he's still confused about why he's not a member of Slipknot. And I think that is that's a tough thing to deal with. He, by outward appearances, devoted himself to the band. He did an amazing job performing with the group, and it doesn't sound as though he has clarity on why he lost his job. And for that, I feel a lot of empathy for him. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. No idea. To this day, I don't have any idea. There's a lot of speculation about who could join the group. I still have no idea on what's going to happen with that. Slipknot really keeps people guessing. And I feel very sorry for Jay Weinberg. I just haven't heard anything bad about him. I was a big fan of his playing. He really was a solid live player, and he's totally blindsided by this. Let me know what you all think in the comments. I don't know. It's hard to really make heads or tails about this, but it seems as though we're not going to know anytime soon about why Jay is no longer in Slipknot, and that's very sad. I do think the fans should be offered some sort of an explanation, simply because there have been so many membership changes now over the last few years. And we'll have to see. But it is certainly difficult news to accept, particularly when you don't know who's going to take that spot. And I'll always be a Slipknot fan. I'm so grateful for their music and their live show and what that did for me. And so I'll always ride for Slipknot regardless. But it's sad, and it's got to be difficult news for Jay, and I feel bad for him. So that's all we know at this point. And if we learn more, we will certainly give you a shout. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. For the latest news and updates about your favorite bands, keep it locked right here and hit that subscribe button.